Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, and it is focused on March of 2017. I will take you through the cards first. From the top left, we have the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. In the center, the Star, the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. And on the bottom, the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Okay. So I see you coming up as the Queen of Cups in the center of this reading, and these are really beautiful cards. I feel that you're in a position to be receiving love this month, or the seeds may be planted this month. It definitely feels like there's going to be some faded circumstances or events that will be what leads to you being in a better position to receive love. We have the Star and the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So I really do feel like a lot of you may be connecting with someone this month who might be a soulmate. Especially with the Star kitty corner to the Two of Cups like this. And I do feel that for a lot of you, there's really a sense of readiness and openness, holding out your cup like that as the Queen, and really being ready to master this situation. And it's interesting about the mastery aspect of it, because there are a lot of swords in this reading. We have the Page of Swords, the Eight, and then the Ace and the Four. So I really feel like a lot of you have been doing some inner work, mental work. A lot of you through meditation and your spiritual abilities, especially with that Star coming up. But it feels like it's been targeting the mental aspect of yourself. And I feel that some of you may be working through things like victim mentality, mental blocks against yourself that you've dealt with in the past. Things that have felt like they've held you up, like you've gotten in your own way. And I sense that this is definitely a new beginning in that respect as well. That you've passed the test in a way. I feel like you've surmounted a lot of obstacles, and you may have started targeting this mental topic, whatever it is that has to do with your thoughts or even belief system. For some of you, if it doesn't seem like you've been targeting ways that you think, it could be that there may have been blocks about you opening up to different beliefs, and that has now shifted, and you're more open to that. But it's definitely something taking place on the mental level, and it feels like you've reached a new level. It feels like you've passed the test and are in a better position to receive love, to give yourself love, to love yourself too, and be in a relationship where you can both be a good partner, being this Queen of Cups, and then independent as well with this Nine of Pentacles, because that might have been an issue for some of you in the past as well, where either you became too dependent on a partner, or if not necessarily dependent emotionally or financially, could be one of those. It could also just be that you lost some of yourself. You gave in too much to their interest and let go of too many of yours. And that is something that you have renewed and that you've overcome as well. So it's interesting too, because I feel that you may have opened up to a new belief system or targeted some of these mental issues because you felt like you were getting in your way. And what's actually happened is that you weren't getting in your way necessarily because of those things, but you were meant to have this time to focus on those things and to improve them. And that's important for you to know. That's the message I'm receiving, because I think it's only going to help ease any suffering that you've experienced from what you perceive as getting in your own way mentally, if you realize that you actually weren't getting in your way, you were giving yourself the time to clear away negative thinking in general. So in a sense, you did get in your own way, but to give yourself the time to heal. Now, I realize that not all of you watching this are single. So some of you may be in relationships, and I did receive the message that there may have been either a time out for some of you, or time apart, or if not, a sense of renewal anyway, a sense of maybe retreating more or going into healing more or working on yourself. For those of you in a relationship, it could be that you've been either doing that work on your own through meditation, or maybe even with a counselor or something like that, because with all of these swords cards, it could very well bring in that mental health aspect of it too. So the message is still very similar. I feel that you are still approaching this stage where there's a period, a new opportunity in the current relationship. But it does feel like for most of you, a lot of you are single, and that it's targeting that circumstance. Now, I want to take a look at a couple of these court cards here, the other court cards, the King of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is in this quadrant with the Star card and the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So it does feel to me like there's possible synchronicities coming up where you may meet someone that you're meant to, or connect with them in ways that you're meant to. So synchronicities, like if it's someone you already know, running into them and getting the chance to start to connect more deeply. And that it does feel for a lot of you like this is a soulmate or a strong soul partner. The Page of Swords feels like a challenging aspect to those four cards, to that set of four cards. And it's that swords energy again. So what I'm picking up with that is that negative thinking is coming through again. It's also verbal, so it might be acting too fast for some of you, taking things slowly. But it's not just taking things slowly. So for some of you, that is verbal. If you feel like you rush things or say what's on, it's not bad to say what's on your mind, but if you feel like you have no filter sometimes and you think it's an issue, to try to manage that. If it's not an issue for you, I don't think it's addressing you. For others of you, it feels like it has to do with expectations. So potentially, and it doesn't even necessarily feel like this is something that could damage things, because I feel like this is really something that will happen if it's meant to, and it feels very faded, as I said, with the cards that are included here. But it could be challenging in the sense that it slows things down or makes things not go as smoothly, and expectation feels like one of them. So it doesn't necessarily feel like hastiness so much in terms of action, though again, for some of you, maybe verbally, but hastiness in terms of expected outcomes, especially in connecting with someone new. So I would do, and it feels like something you might have been working on already, so I would do your best to manage expectations in connection with a new person in your life, so as not to create more opportunity for disappointment. With expectation too, another message that's coming through is sometimes we think of it as that, like getting hopes up and being careful about that so that we don't get our hopes dashed. But you can also have negative expectations, so thinking everything is going to go wrong, and what happens with that could be just as damaging, or preventing of the flow of things, because it can put you on the defensive, or maybe make you hesitate. So almost the opposite of maybe that other verbal thing that I was saying, hesitate to say something because you're expecting the negative outcome, this kind of attitude like, well, even if I say it, it's not going to work out anyway. So expectations either way can be challenging and even damaging. So that's what the Page of Swords is coming through as. With the King of Pentacles, I do feel that this is in reference to a possible new partner. This reading feels very focused on love. these themes can easily be applied to a work situation as well. But for most of you watching, I'm really feeling this, especially with the Two of Cups, which can be about a work partnership. So if it hasn't resonated so far, these themes can be applied to a work or family situation. But again, it feels most strongly like a partnership, an upcoming partnership for a lot of you. And this King of Pentacles feels like the potential partner. So it could be an earth sign, but for me, a lot of times it has more to do with the attributes. And I feel in this case that this person makes you feel very stable and grounded. And I think that's also why it's an ideal partner, especially if you've been working through these airy, right, with the swords, we have that air element, a lot of air stuff. And because they have that earth energy, it's very complementary to you. And it works out to, and I think that's also why you're coming up as the Queen of Cups, because that earth element helping to make you feel grounded and stable, and I'm getting safe for some of you. So some of you may have even felt threatened in the past. That is creating this, it's helping bring out this watery energy in you. So this loving, emotional energy and feeling like comfortable in feeling what you're meant to feel because of the way all of this balances out with each other. And I want to come back to and finish up with that Nine of Pentacles again. That is another way that this person complements you well, because I mentioned that you will feel more independent, more able to be your independent self while also being a partner. And this person, I feel, is coming up as a pentacle also because it's helping bring that out in you. So it's focused on you and how this person complements you. All right, beautiful reading, Sagittarians. If you have any questions about it or would like a private reading, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. I've also rewritten a lot of the content on my site. It talks about my approach and some details of my readings. And the address is posted below, as well as the address to book a reading if you're interested in doing it through my site. And you might have to copy and paste those addresses.